There's 16 minutes and 30 seconds of my life I'll never get back. I had microphone problems. I swear, I get every single problem coming up and happening. Just giving myself a minute here to try to make sure this is working without problems. To make sure this is working without problems. All right, there we go. There's the proof in the pudding. All right, welcome kicked my microphone down. Welcome everyone again to KingPittdawg Racing. I do apologize for all the problems that we're having. It is beyond my control, unfortunately. Thanks to Xfinity, I am having issues, so we're going to delay the stream of the races tonight until after the races are actually over, and I'm not holding a lobby open. I'm gonna try that and see if it works. If it doesn't work, then I'm just gonna cut everything and we'll just run it as with the next event. Just so you guys know, I've been having problems really since after the Watkins Glen weekend, holding with internet issues. We were able to run the first series fine. The Tokyo race is fine. But it seems to be my internet's getting affected by dampness, which means it's probably this old equipment. And I did forward some pictures to the PlayStation app for those of you who are in the HECS official chat S2. Comcast was out for the third time today, and I now have a ticket to get actual Comcast Xfinity line people to come out instead of just a subcontractor technician, which is what the people they usually send out are, is basically authorized contractors. Xfinity's system, I will say this, and it's not the fault of the people working at the store or the technicians that come out, but their system is absolutely horrendous. Hello again, Steve. I was just doing on a rant here for a few minutes on Xfinity, so join me in listening to my wonderful rant. I have had 3 separate instances of having technicians out here since May? Here we go. I'm going, man. I'm getting on a roll here. I had 16 minutes of rant, not so much rant, but I did build another car, and so I'm going to have to review that again. So, again, tonight's event, Multiple Miata Mayhem Part 2, was supposed to be run last weekend. After an inch and a half of rain Sunday, overnight from Saturday into Sunday, we did a really good job. We ran the 2 divisions of Miatas, and again, this Multiple Miata Mayhem is 3 divisions of Miatas at Tsukuba in Japan. And we ran the basically stock with some bolt-on mods car, what I call the S mod car. We ran that 2 races of 15 laps, and that car had no nannies. It was basically add on some power and running on comfort tires. Basically as stock as we could get it. We did add a roll bar to it. But those were pretty fun, challenging for sure. And then we had the brand new FQ2 spec racer, which is the NRA model, which is basically a factory spec car. And then we added a lot of mods to it to make our own FQ2 spec MX-5 Miata. And we had fun with those races as well. Again, Tsukuba, a good racetrack for a car like a Miata or 86s, things like that are small and maybe a little bit underpowered. Our FQ2 spec car is no longer underpowered. It's 200 horsepower, 2,000 pounds, and that was the spec for that car. So those races were successful and completed, and we went through everything, and we're getting set up for Sunday for this event, the Multiple Miata Mayhem, and I was having all kinds of internet problems all day Sunday. I just couldn't get anything I couldn't keep my internet working, and so at first when it happened, because what happens is my internet is it'll be fine, 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 and then just drop. Just boom, just gone. And basically, I mean, I'll have, a full like 800 megabits per second. And then it'll just go off. And that's why I'm losing connection, losing things, kicking people out of the rooms that I'm trying to run, trying to keep the lobbies open. So tonight, the announcement is we're going to run the Miata races. I'm going to try to run it without streaming. So we'll come on after the races are over, and I'll try to, as many people that want to stay in the room can, we'll have some commentary, and I will run the replays, and we'll comment on them, and we'll be able to look around the track, just like a regular race broadcast. So that's the plan right now. If I can't hold the room, we'll just reschedule it again. I know some people have offered to run the room, but if I can't get in there, I really can't see what's going on. So so that's a last resort. We might try if that'll work. But I think we probably will be okay, at least for the 30-minute race, and I'm hoping that works out, so we'll try that. I'm going to go on here. We're planning on being on at 9 o'clock Central Daylight Time, and it's almost 8 o'clock, so I'm probably going to come on at 8 o'clock and put up a quick lobby and see if we can run anything. But I wanted to get this out there so people that knew about the event and whatnot, I'm going to make a couple of posts. It's probably going to take me about 10-15 minutes to do that, to let everybody know what's going on. I will get on here again at about maybe a little bit after 8, because I'm trying to count down how long. It takes me about 5 minutes to make a post or so. So I'll do that and then let everybody know that we're going to try to test the lobby out and see if we can make it work. So again, I hate to seem like I'm ranting, but I basically have diagnosed this thing for Xfinity. Everything else is working. I've had 2 other gateways. I've had 2 technicians out here. One pulled the wire out of the port on our tap. Well, they call it a tap. It's where it goes into the actual line in the neighborhood. There's 2 other, looks like 2 other customers on that tap. And that is where the problem is. The guy put a new end on the last time, and this guy came and did it today, and I'm like, look, that's not going to resolve the problem. So this guy just did this a couple of weeks ago. So he got on the phone with the supervisor and got a ticket created to get actual Comcast people to come out and take care of it. I don't care if they have to replace my line. I got a 250-foot run on my line here from my house to that pylon or pillar, whatever the heck you call that. I call it the junction block because it attaches right to the main internet lines. Like a transmission line. So, the little pylon things with the little metal things, it looks like a pylon that sits out in the yard, like at the corner of yard, and it's on not my yard, not my neighbor's yard, but the other neighbor on the other end of the property of my next door neighbor. And I live in a rural area, so my next door neighbor, my yard is my lot is 250 feet across. And about 175 back, so it kind of gives you an idea the size of property I've got here. So, and then my neighbor's yard is actually as big as, if not bigger than ours, and it's all the way on the opposite corner of that property. So you can understand why it's a long run. So if there's a problem with the line itself, the actual cable going in the ground, buried cable, of course, I probably didn't explain that to people. Then they would definitely need to replace that. I moved in here in 2012 and they buried my line then, so it's been out there for 11 years almost. So maybe it's at the end of its useful life. Maybe some ground animals got to it and thought it was lunch. I don't know. But regardless, we're going to give it a shot tonight. I just want to get on here and make this announcement. I'm going to announce it on not only the PlayStation app, but also on Facebook and probably Instagram too. Pardon me. And we will try to make it work tonight, and then we'll just come on later and run a stream, spinning, saving. All right. So, if you're going to build the Roadster touring car here to MMTCC spec, you're going to go to Mazda and you are going to purchase the Roadster touring car right out of the showroom. I think I drove right by it. Went right by it. There it is right there. That's your Roadster touring car. Buy that. And then the first thing you're going to do, you can customize it with your own items. But we're going to go to GT Auto. And we're going to put on the wheels. And I put on the BBS wheels that I always run on my cars. BBS FS, my favorite wheel. And then we go into custom parts. We go to wing. And you can run the custom wing set. So I've got the medium 22 on this, which is the same one we're running on the FQ2 spec car. So that's what I put on it, but make sure you put one on that you can adjust the downforce. That'll help you out. I know in the previous streams I said, I thought we had the fixed wing on there, the factory wing. Actually, I thought the factory wing had adjustment. So it's actually the adjustable ones you want to put on there. So you can have some downforce on the back adjustable. Okay, so there's that. That's all you really need to do in cosmetics. You can change the light bulbs and stuff, which I did on this car. And then we're going to jump over to the tuning section, and it's pretty easy on this car because there's only a few options for you. Oops, oh dang it. I meant to hit circle, I hit X. My fat thumbs. Alright, so you're going to go into tuning shop. And to make it easier, I'm going to go start over here. There's nothing in the Ultimate, nothing in the Extreme. And then under Racing, if you go from the bottom up, Racing soft, medium, and hard tires, fully customizable racing transmission, brake balance controller, fully customizable suspension, racing clutch and flywheel, whichever one of these two brake kits you want, racing brake pads. The vehicle comes with racing exhaust manifold and muffler, the racing air filter, engine balance tuning, stroke up, racing crankshaft, and fully customizable computer. It comes with this, so ignore the height adjustable suspension. It also comes with the fully customizable LSD. And it comes with the sports brakes, but we're going to use the racing brake kit. So that is it. It is that simple to build this MMTCC spec car. I did already go in on my other stream, which I'm going to kill because my microphone wasn't working. Thank you, everybody, for notifying me of that, by the way. And we just went into the settings, and I moved some things from the default. This one's kind of in between my other two cars that I've got set up. So what I've got is I've got 3 cars set up because once I'm hosting the room, I can't come out and reset things in here. So I've got 3 cars set up, which I'm going to run their whichever one I like the setting of. So I'll stay in that car once I qualify. So that's where we're at with that. You can see the 3 things showing up over here. Racing clutch and flywheel. Brake controller, which I always put to the rear 1 or 2. Racing brake pads, racing disc kit. You can do drilled or slotted. Racing air filter. Fully customizable racing transmission. Full control computer. Your wing, again, I've got the medium 22 on there, but you can run a custom wing set and whatever downforce you want. Now, I've bumped the anti-roll bar from 4 to 8 on both the front and rear. I've dropped the damping and both the compression and expansion down at 10. And I left the frequency by itself and then knocked the negative camber on the front down to 1.5. And I always balance these out front in, because if you think about how the wheel turns, especially on a tight track like this, and you'll help turn the back of the car with this here, theoretically. And again, racing medium tires are required. So that's it. All right, I'm going to go make a couple of announcements, and then I'm going to open up a room, and we'll do some testing and see if we can get this thing to work without streaming. So you guys will not be seeing me live for the first time in like forever. And we'll try to come on afterwards and run a probably compressed version of everything, and I'll have all the results and everything written down by then. So again, thanks everybody for your patience. I do apologize again for the problems we've had. Hopefully we'll get some people to join us. This is going to be a fun race, a fun track. These cars are an absolute blast to drive. Anybody that doesn't think so needs to try it. Come in and try it in this format we've got, where you can adjust things and set it up. These cars are just about as fun as you can get on this game. So All right, that's it for this stream. I will be signing back on in a few minutes and open up a lobby, and we'll do some testing and see if we can make it work tonight. Thanks everybody again for watching. Make sure you hit that like button, subscribe if you have not already, hit that notification bell, and if you see it, remind me of the other one with the bad speaker to delete if I don't do that, because it takes it a while to upload to where I can see it to delete it. So, thanks everybody. We'll see you around in a few minutes. Until then, KingPittdawg